Welcome to Hero Villains. Who do you think would win in a fight between Sentry and Anti-Man, and why? The battle between the all-new Sentry and Anti-Man will depend on many factors, including the setting of the battle, the strength of each person. The Sentry, also known as Robert Reynolds, possesses a wide range of powers, including superhuman strength, speed, flight, and near-invulnerability. He has the ability to warp reality and can manipulate energy on a cosmic level. His powers are often described as equal to or superior to those of characters like Thor or the Hulk. Sentry's powers are often tied to his mental state. His struggles with mental health and the presence of his darker personality, the Void, can affect his performance in battle. Anti-Man, a character in the comic book Justice League, is known for his ability to absorb energy and has superhuman strength, speed, and durability. He can manipulate energy and also has some reality-bending abilities, although usually to a lesser extent than Sentry. Anti-Man's powers are often tied to his ability to absorb energy, which can be a disadvantage if faced with an opponent who can manipulate energy in a way that overwhelms him. Before we dive into the analysis, please hit the subscribe button and remember to turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thank you very much. When these two entities clash, the universe seems to shake under the terrible power they unleash. Sentry, with speed and strength beyond all limits, charges like a blazing meteor through space, unleashing blows that can tear apart reality itself. But Anti-Man is no ordinary opponent. He absorbs the energy from the attacks, transforming it into endless rage, and responds with shockwaves that can disintegrate matter at the atomic level. Each blow between them is not a simple punch or a blast of energy, but a collision of two opposing philosophies: light and dark, order and chaos. Sentry owes his superhuman strength and abilities to the Golden Sentry Serum, an experimental serum that gives him photokinetic powers, powered primarily by the sun. The Sentry's abilities appear to involve molecular manipulation or reality warping, all of which are derived from the solar energy stored in his body. While the true limits of the Sentry's power are unknown, he is said to possess the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns. The level of destruction the Sentry possesses is so great that Carla Sofin once remarked in front of Norman Osborn that the disaster that occurred after the Scarlet Witch lost control was nothing compared to what the Sentry could cause. The Sentry has faced off against Galactus and has been confirmed by Mr. Fantastic as an Omega level threat. Nick Fury's intelligence also ranks him at power level 10+, one of the highest levels on record. During a meeting with Professor X, Emma Frost stated outright that the Sentry's power is of godlike proportions. As a member of the Dark Avengers, Sentry's file stated that he possessed limitless strength and near omnipotence, making him the most powerful individual on the team. After his return, Sentry eventually embraced his dark counterpart, the Void, and merged with it, creating a being far superior to any previous version of himself. Considering all the incredible feats that Sentry and Void have accomplished throughout their journey, it is safe to say that the new merged version of Sentry is the most powerful superhuman on Earth. Anti-Man, or Connor Sims, possesses powers similar to Blue Marvel, with his energy source derived from antimatter released from a region of space outside of reality known as the neutral zone. Antimatter has properties similar to regular matter, but with subatomic particles that have an opposite electrical charge, making it impossible for them to coexist without causing a destructive explosion. A laboratory accident turned Connor Sims into humanity's second living antimatter generator and reactor, granting him incredible power. Thanks to this limitless energy source, he not only possesses superhuman abilities, but can also manipulate matter and energy at the atomic level. Because of this incredible power, he is classified as an Omega level being, one of the most powerful individuals ever recorded. He possesses incredible physical strength, enough to take on the entire Avengers team and completely defeat them in their first encounter. This ability not only allows him to overwhelm heroes with superhuman strength, but also demonstrates his physical superiority. His strength is great enough to overpower entities with extraordinary fighting abilities and durability, such as Sentry, Ares, Wonder Man, She-Hulk, and even Blue Marvel. Not only is he overwhelming in combat, he can also endure terrible attacks from the most powerful opponents. After being selected and touched by Galactus, the Seeder of Worlds, Connor Sims underwent a rebirth and became the newest herald of this cosmic entity, with the task of protecting and maintaining the balance of all imprisoned life in the universe. As a result, his original strength was greatly enhanced, far beyond any previous limits, although the exact extent of this increase is still unclear. What is certain, however, is that he has absorbed and maintained some of the power cosmica, limitless, godlike, and colossal source of cosmic energy. Anti-Man, while not on the level of Sentry, is still an extremely powerful being. He is roughly the same strength as Hyperion, a character who has gone toe-to-toe with many powerful superheroes. Anti-Man is also capable of flying at very high speeds, but there is no conclusive evidence that he can travel faster than light. Even so, his power still makes many enemies wary. The Sentry possesses the ability to warp reality and manipulate matter at the molecular level. After his encounter with Molecule Man, Robert discovered that he could manipulate molecular structure at will, a power he had previously been unaware of. In doing so, he recreated himself from the liquid state that Molecule Man had transformed him into, demonstrating an incredible level of control over matter. The fact that he was able to confront and defeat Molecule Man, one of the most powerful molecular manipulators in the universe, demonstrates that the Sentry's powers are not merely superhuman, but border on the ability to alter reality on an unprecedented level. However, it should be noted that unlike Molecule Man, the Sentry has little control over his powers. Since the Void and the Sentry are essentially the same person with different personalities, the Void's shape-shifting abilities may be a result of Sentry's molecular manipulation. Additionally, Reynolds' molecular manipulation would theoretically give him potential regenerative healing despite his invulnerability and incredible durability. But he seems to do this unconsciously like the Void when he changes his form and power set. It is also possible that he survived being disintegrated by Morgan Le Fay due to the same power. Since losing his agoraphobia and thus gaining full control of his powers, he has been able to use his powers to manipulate molecules to a greater extent than ever before. Sentry possesses incredible strength, far surpassing that of most superheroes in the Marvel Universe. With his incredible physical abilities, he was able to defeat the Hulk in hand-to-hand combat, even tearing Ares, the god of war, apart. Sentry has fought on par with Thor on multiple occasions, proving that he is one of the strongest individuals on Earth. He can even go toe-to-toe with Blue Marvel, one of the most powerful beings in humanity. In terms of speed, Sentry is faster than light, able to travel anywhere instantly. This gives him a huge advantage in combat, especially when facing enemies with superhuman reflexes. Subscribe to the channel, it helps us a lot, and you will see great videos every day. You are the best. Thank you very much. A huge burst of energy from Anti-Man shook the surrounding space violently. The amount of energy released was so excessive that Sentry was forced to act immediately, taking advantage of his superior speed and strength to overwhelm his opponent. He rushed forward at faster than light speed, launching attacks that penetrated Anti-Man's defenses, creating huge shockwaves. Anti-Man was not easily defeated. He activated zero-point energy, a form of ultimate destructive energy, capable of affecting matter at the quantum level. This amount of energy distorted the surrounding space, pushing Sentry back even when he was in the most combat-ready state. Sentry tried to advance, but each wave of energy from Zero Point made him feel fierce resistance as both launched their strongest attacks. Sentry seeks to turn the tide, using tactical intelligence and limitless power, while Anti-Man continues to push his limits, turning the confrontation into a cosmic battle. The length of the battle and the enormous energy from Zero Point have disturbed Sentry's mental state, causing the Void to rise. This evil entity is the dark side of Sentry, an entity with boundless power and unlimited cruelty. When the Void appears, the sky becomes dark, the surrounding space is distorted by dark energy, causing Anti-Man to be wary. The Void is not only a destructive entity, but also one that can swallow all of reality if left unchecked. Realizing the danger, Blue Marvel, an old friend of Anti-Man and also one of the most powerful superheroes on Earth, immediately appears. Adam Brashear understands the danger of the Void. Disaster is inevitable. The situation is further complicated by the arrival of King Hyperion, an evil and brutal version of Hyperion. Having fought the Anti-Man in the past, King Hyperion takes this opportunity to confront his old enemy and exploit the chaos to further his own agenda. A cosmic war is about to erupt, with 4 entities of immense power facing off in a ruthless confrontation. The chaos from the battle between Sentry, Anti-Man, the Void, and King Hyperion has caused fluctuations in the fabric of reality. These massive energy conflicts have inadvertently attracted the attention of the Beyonders, omnipotent entities with the ability to control reality at will. Although they do not directly intervene, their influence on space and cosmic energy sources, including zero-point energy, is undeniable. Zero-point energy, which was the Anti-Man's ultimate weapon, is now affected by the instability of reality created by the Beyonders. The fluctuations in the energy flow caused Anti-Man to lose control for a moment, giving Sentry the opportunity to gain the upper hand. With faster-than-light speed and strength on par with Thor, Sentry closed in and delivered the decisive blow, forcing Anti-Man to retreat. Both Sentry and Anti-Man possess tremendous cosmic power, but Sentry has more advantages. Not only is Sentry superior in speed, physical strength, and healing ability, Sentry also possesses the Void, an entity with the potential to destroy the entire universe. If left unchecked, the Void could cause the war to spiral out of control, becoming a threat not only to Anti-Man, but to the entire Marvel Universe. The war continues to escalate as both Sentry and Anti-Man suffer serious injuries. However, Sentry's regenerative ability proves to be far superior. Even though he is completely disintegrated, he can still reconstruct himself thanks to his near-limitless energy nature. Sentry is unstoppable and virtually indestructible. Anti-Man, while also possessing the ability to regenerate using zero-point energy, cannot match Sentry's healing mechanism. When severely damaged, Anti-Man needs time to absorb energy and rebuild his body, while Sentry can return instantly without significant hindrance. This puts Anti-Man at a disadvantage in the protracted battle. Realizing this difference, Anti-Man is forced to change his tactics. He seeks to unleash all of the zero-point energy in one fatal blow, hoping to finish off Sentry before he is completely overwhelmed. Anti-Man realizes that if he continues to confront Sentry head-on, he will not be able to win against Sentry. All the important stats of strength, speed, healing ability, and molecular control are tilted towards Sentry. While Anti-Man can absorb and release zero-point energy, Sentry is not only physically stronger, but can also manipulate matter at the molecular level. At speeds faster than light, Sentry constantly moves around Anti-Man, launching overwhelming attacks. Each of his punches creates shockwaves of terrible destructive power, distorting the surrounding space. Anti-Man tries to block with zero-point energy, but Sentry easily adjusts his molecular structure to adapt to the attack. Left with no other choice, Anti-Man decides to focus all his power into one final blow, unleashing the zero-point energy to its maximum, creating a devastating explosion. But before he can do so, Sentry intervenes in time. He uses all his power to stop the explosion, and at the same time delivers the final blow that could decide the fate of the fight. Sentry delivers the decisive blow, compressing all his power into a single blow. The punch penetrates Anti-Man's defenses, causing him to be torn apart by the tremendous force of the impact. Unable to recover, Anti-Man collapses, completely defeated. Sentry wins. I hope you enjoy this fight. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Follow me if you like. That's today's video. Thanks a lot.